This is a quick one for my daily content because it's late, I'm tired. So I'm going to just do a quick one. We have a lot of conflicting ideas about what it means to be Irish, and a lot of people have a lot invested in an Irish identity. And it's really important to understand, I believe, from the perspective of an Irish person, that Irish is an ethnicity. That it's not about what your 23andMe results say. Those things are stealing your DNA, by the way. I understand that they're useful for people who don't have clear roots and clear records, like people who've been adopted or people of colour who have been stolen or their ancestors were stolen. So let's just clear that up. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who do one of these ancestry DNA tests and decide that they are Irish because it says, 15% from the British Isles. We don't call it the British Isles, by the way. I prefer the Celtic Islands, just FYI, if we do need to use a geographical term. But regardless, even if you have like real solid bloodlines that go back, your grandparents were born in Ireland, or your parents even. Like, sorry to burst your fucking bubble, but if you weren't born, raised, at least spent a significant part of your life here in Ireland, and I'm not just talking about coming on holidays, then you actually don't understand what it means to be Irish. What you have is an Irish American heritage, or an Irish English heritage, or an Irish Australian heritage, or an Irish Canadian heritage, or whatever else. And those are not bad things, and I'm not for a second saying that that you're wrong to be invested in that, or that you can't own that and try and understand that. But it's really, really important that you don't take from the identity of Irish people in Ireland in your own search or need for an identity. We've had a lot taken from us, and if you're Irish, you'd understand that. You can't just kind of walk in and take that from us as well. Now, I understand this is going to piss a lot of people off. I do get that. And I understand all the reasons, and please don't fucking tell me all the reasons, because I've heard them, why Americans are so invested in their Irish heritage. The flip side of this is that you don't, like I said, anybody who has spent a significant part of their life here in Ireland is Irish as far as I'm concerned. So you don't have to have pale skin, freckles, and red hair to be Irish. People of colour are Irish, just the same. There's kids in my son's class who have either come here really young or were born here, and they've gone through our schooling system. They will continue to remain here as Irish citizens, regardless of their legal status. And that's really important for us to understand as Irish people as well. So while your ancestry and your DNA is definitely something to be explored and to be connected to, can we please start to do it authentically and not in some, snapshot, romanticized version that your great granny brought over, because Ireland has changed a lot since then. If you want to know what it means to be Irish, look at our media, look at our culture, look at, Father Ted and Moon Boy and various other things about, growing up in Ireland. Look at films like The Guard, look at The Field, look at The Wind That Shakes the Barley. Listen to the Blind Boy podcast. And if you haven't heard of that, really go and listen to the Blind Boy podcast. It's a bit weird, start from the start, okay, but that is a true slice of not just Ireland, and especially if you're a guy, if you identify as male, the Blind Boy podcast is something that you really should be listening to. Also listen to Mother Folklore. On Twitter, Dara is the Irish Four, at the Irish Four, I think. And there's a book and a podcast, Mother Folklore. And there's also Finn Dwyer's The Irish History podcast. There's Story Archaeology, for those of you of a pagan persuasion, storyarchaeology.com, who have a blog and also a podcast. And all of these things are going to give you, excuse me, arm's getting tired. It's supposed to be a quick video. All of these things are going to give you a much clearer idea of what it means to be Irish now. And, you know, and I mentioned Mother Folklore and the Irish language resources that are available. FutureLearn do a really, really good free Irish 101, like an introduction to Irish culture and language. And that's excellent and worth signing up for, and worth getting the, I think there's like 201 and 301 and 401 and so on, and paying for. It's definitely worth doing those. They're really, really good. Those are all really valid ways to connect to your Irish heritage. Don't just go and get fucking drunk on Paddy's Day, okay? Don't go around telling Irish people that you're more Irish than we are, because we've been living too close to England apparently, and we've lost what it means to be Irish. That is an actual conversation that somebody tried to have with me. When you come across Irish people who get pissed off, you know, or hostile even towards your claims of being Irish, please understand that, you know, they come by that honestly, that there is a lot that has been said and done to us to, you know, through history, to take our identity, and we're a little bit protective of it. But also, you know, even in more recent years, you know, it's kind of cool to be Irish, and people have, particularly people with a you know, colonial background, colonial ancestry, colonial heritage, feel a sense of entitlement to just, you know, I don't have that thing, so I'm going to take what I want, and, you know, or take the bits of it that I want to take. And those are all really problematic attitudes that we deal with on pretty much a daily basis. So, you know, before you get your knickers in a twist and come at me in the comments here, or start getting pissed off, you know, maybe have a read or a listen back through the video and have a little think about, you know, if you have Irish ancestry or Irish history and, you know, you're so proud of it, what are you doing to support Irish people, Irish creators, Irish charities, Irish causes? You know, what do you know about Irish politics? What do you understand about how our country is being run, or our concerns, or, you know, any of those things? And again, you know, look at our media. Look at the media that's being created. The Irish are fantastically creative people, and whether it's art or TV or film or books, go and read Louise O'Neill. A little dose of Irish feminism there for you. And don't be all fucking SJWs. Just read a Louise O'Neill book. Louise O'Neill. Pretty much any of them. I think she has a fairy tale, a retelling of a fairy tale one, which I haven't read, and she has a new one coming out, but Only Ever Yours, or Asking for It. Asking for It should actually be on essential reading on every curriculum as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, what does it mean to you to be Irish? And has that changed? You know, listen to me. Has it changed when you actually sit down and have a little think about what that means to you? I'd be really interested in your comments. Like I said, I'm really not interested in people getting their fucking knickers in a twist about, who the fuck do I think I am. I'm obviously not the Irish police. I have no control, nor would I want to have any control over what you call yourself. But this is a perspective from an Irish person who lives and works every single day in Ireland and with Irish heritage and Irish activism, Irish politics, Irish spirituality, all the rest of it. So, I've thought about this a bit for a while. So do go and check out some of my other videos. And like I said, let me know in the comments what it means to you to be Irish, whether you were born here or spent time here or not. And I would be really interested in hearing that and what that means to you. Okay? Slán go fóill.